Hi, I'm here to talk to you today with my first video. I'm so excited. I made the promise to myself last year that this year was going to be the year for videos, and here I am. Last year my computer crashed. I couldn't do Skype, I couldn't do videos, nothing was working. Got myself a brand new computer, and I'm here. The tricky part has been, otherwise I would have done this sooner, I have Windows 8. Have you ever seen Windows 8? It has got to be the most difficult system I've ever seen. The one benefit is it's touchscreen. They're not all touchscreen, but my computer has touchscreen. The tricky part is everything is boxes across the whole computer. There's no start button. You can't say start and look up your programs. Everything has a box. Who thought of this? I had to go into a search key that I dragged over from the side to find my control panel, to find my volume. It's been a struggle, but I'm here and I'm excited. So today I want to tell you a little about me and how I decided to become a coach and what coaching's about and what I want to do, everything. I'm very excited. It's 2013, it's a new year. I have so many things happening, so many positive things, and I can't wait to share them all with you. But I want to just start out very simple. Who am I? Well, I haven't always done coaching. I started out working in finance. I worked in corporate America between finance and insurance, real estate for over 20 years. I've worked in management, and it just wasn't for me. It's not what fills my heart. It's not what brings me alive. I love the interaction with people. I want to make a difference in the world. And I never knew how I was going to do that. I think about a funny time when I was a kid, and I was about maybe 16. I had been babysitting for a few years, as most girls do, and I thought I knew everything. I mean, I had some difficult children that I watched, some really sad experiences, and I believed that I was making a difference in their lives. So I needed to do this on a daily basis. I was ready. I was going to be a child psychologist. That was it. I was done. So I sat down with the Sunday paper. You're going to love this. Got out my big red marker. Do you remember Desperately Seeking Susan with Madonna? That was me. Big red marker, and I circled all the child psychologist jobs. No, it gets better. I called them. Yep. 16 years old, I called. Hi, you're hiring for a child psychologist position? I want to come in. Listen to my voice now. I'm 38. Do you know what I sounded like at 16? Do you think they took me seriously? They laughed at me on the phone. I couldn't understand why. I knew what I needed to know. Well, apparently what I didn't know was the amount of years that I had to go to school for. And being that I was still in high school, it wasn't an immediate option. Life happened. I didn't end up going to college for psychology, and I ended up working in finance. Took a whole different path. And somehow psychology or that desire to help got put on the back burner. Looking back now, I see that I wasn't ready. I needed more of life experience, and I wasn't meant to do psychology. I was meant to be a coach. People joke with me all the time. They say, "Oh, you're like a cheerleader." I said, "No, I'm not a cheerleader. I'm a positive person, and I believe in positive things. Definitely not a cheerleader. But as a coach, I will support you, and I will help you move forward." See, the difference between therapy and coaching, therapy is more so dealing with the past and helping you overcome the past. Coaching, while the past is part of you, we're moving forward. And we're finding out how to get to the place you want to be and then some. So, yeah, the past is part of you, but I'm more concerned about the future because I have so much faith in you and I believe in you and know that what you want is possible. You just have to do it. It wasn't always easy for me. I had a hard childhood. And people say, you had, a hard time growing up. How are you so, like, positive or happy? Or do you know how much work and energy it takes to be miserable all the time? This is so much easier. It takes a lot to get me upset. When I was a kid, I definitely struggled. My mom was sick. She was sick since I was 5 years old. We were in a very bad car accident. And after that, I think it was the shock of the accident and the stress of it, she became bipolar. She was hospitalized almost every year, most of my childhood. So that was a struggle dealing with. But I learned about mental illness and about the mental illness system, which is not very supportive, I have to say. And it made me a more compassionate and understanding person, I think. I don't regret anything that I went through. Of course, I wish, wellness for my mom, and I'm not saying that I'm glad that she went through that, but I learned from it. Everything in life has a lesson to be learned, and that's how I have to look at it. I don't let anything keep me still. There's always a moving forward process, and it's always a matter of finding the lesson in the story. That's how I look at life. I was responsible for my mother's care most of my life. My parents divorced when I was 16, and it was a lot of responsibility. Um, but I did it. And if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be where I am now. I've been independent and strong most of my life, and I've had support from my friends to get me through those times, and I'm very thankful for that. Throughout my life, I knew there was something bigger for me. I never knew what it was. Um, I didn't know, was I supposed to be a speaker somewhere? That didn't feel right. Was I supposed to, you know, change a policy, do something? I felt something big, but I didn't know what it was. I went to a meeting one day, sat with a group of women, and we all sat around the room and talked about our feelings, what we wanted in life, where we wanted to go. There was an exchange of question and answers in the group. And then I looked up this woman who was in charge of the group to find out, who is she? Like, how does she come up with these great questions? She was a life coach. I said, oh, I could do this. I'm like, wait a minute. This woman is making a difference in people's lives. She's having these meetings where we're sitting, we're talking, we're opening up and exploring our feelings. She's a life coach. All right. So now I'm thinking I have to look into this. So I start looking into different schools, different programs. Right away, found the perfect program for me. It incorporates mind, body, and spirit. It was just taking and encompassing everything as an individual and being in touch with your body, your feelings, your emotions. I loved the program. Loved it. I've taken that. I've taken empathic coaching courses, nonviolent communication, neurolinguistic programming. I believe in having a well-rounded background, and I can't stop learning. I've done recently. I did a positive psychology course that was amazing. But this is what makes me who I am as a coach. And working with my clients is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. I am able to see them, have an idea that they don't know how to see through, or maybe there's something that they're not sure of themselves and they don't think they can do it, but I know they can. And having that blind faith in someone and seeing them bigger than they see themselves is so rewarding for both myself and the client that when I see them and they jump over that hurdle and they achieve their goal, I don't know who's more excited, me or them. And it's just the most rewarding feeling. So I'm excited for 2013 and curious what's coming forward. Good night.